Hits for the pound.
Yeah, this is how we do it in the Central Coast, man. We got 40 ounces, Old English, rag tops, 6'4" Impalas, and bikini girls, man. This is how we do it on the West Coast. San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But don't forget about the Central Cali, man. Please don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, get 'em.
It's another sunny day in the state of California. Low rider palm trees and G's that put it on ya. This ain't a negative, we speaking ebonics. Rank talk, candy paint on D's with hydraulics. Baseball hat with the sticker on the brim. Don't let the sun blind your sight, cause things can get grim. But I'm not here to talk about banana clips and guns. We're going back to Cali and we're gonna have some fun. A West Coast domination. And welcome back to Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, out here in Monterey County, also known to the world as the Salad Bowl, also known as the Salinas Valley. To the people in LA, we are north. To the people in San Francisco, we are south, right smack in the middle, best of both worlds. Don't forget about the Central Cali. Anyway, folks, today we are talking about Haterade. Right? You know what, guys? There's a lot of people in this world who, well, look, let's like this. We all try to succeed, right? And let's just say you have 4 people that are your closest friends or whatnot, right? I dare say 3 of the 4 do not want to see you succeed, right? And that's being honest. We like to think different, right? We say, well, no, see, you know, my circle's small and yada, yada, yada. But that's not necessarily the truth. And I speak from experience because when I was doing the music stuff, and I still am, I actually, you know what? Shameless plug, March 14th, my new album's coming out. It's an EP, but it'll be coming out on all digital platforms. Anyway, we'll get into that as the time gets closer. But anyhow, when I was doing music at one point, I had a crew of people. One in the whole bunch, you know, they say one bad apple ruins a bunch, you know. That's pretty much what happened. So from there, it became a campaign, if you will, for people in my hometown to hate me without even knowing me, because they had this image of myself from this other individual who had spoken badly of me, but then when he would come around me, it'd be all cool. And you know, and then I would be like, hey, bro, like, what's up? Like, why are they doing that, bro? I'm not even hating on nobody, bro. It's like, I'm happy to see other people come out. And, oh, because you're a threat to them. That's why. Well, it wasn't that I was a threat to them. I was a threat to him, because, and I'm not tooting my own horn, guys. Don't misunderstand the situation. The problem is that he couldn't do what I did. That's just the bottom line. And in retrospect, looking at it and learning things, I dare say that he was a narcissist. So that's typical in a narcissist nature to do that. I've actually dealt with 2 narcissists in the music biz, to be honest with you. And that's what happens. You know what I mean? They start this big old campaign to make you look bad. Now, there were stories about me that I was, you know, running from a gang of people and all this and that. I was like, running, dude, like, come on, bro. That's not going to happen. I no. And it's pretty pathetic, actually, to be honest with you. It's pretty sad that people tend to those of you who are perhaps Star Wars fans, the Jedi mind trick, you know, when you can convince somebody that, you know, this person is who you say they are, and in reality, you're painting a complete different picture of them to the people you're talking to. And and I get it, guys. There's times where people say, well, that's my friend, I'm gonna be down for my friend or whatever. And hey, you know what, this has nothing to do with no gang kind of stuff. It's just in the nature of everybody to kind of just take that role. You know what I mean? You're gonna back up your own in a sense, you know. Even when it comes to siblings, which I tend to disagree. I mean, I look at it like this: if you're wrong, you're wrong. You know, things are what they are. But anyhow, it would be that way in a very perfect world, which we do not live in. But we're trying. Anyhow, and that's really it, man. I mean, I just felt like it took a long time, and even after, when I did attempt to reconcile these situations with some of these people, it's already so far embedded in their head that it's hard for them to let it go, even though I've already shown the characteristic of the person that I am to them and showed them otherwise from what they believed in. And it just, you know, it's unfortunately it didn't work out, you know. And that's pretty sad, because on my end, there is no issue with anybody, you know, and stuff will follow you into social media and all this other stuff. But you know what, it is what it is. You know, you want to have that on your chest to be hateful and against somebody for no real reason, or for example, maybe because like no real reason, like in this situation that happened to myself. But you know, if you did somebody wrong, you know, and that person just got tired of it and left or cut you off, you really can't be mad at that person for doing that. I mean, really, let's think about it. Really, think about it. You do somebody wrong and you expect them to keep their taking it. It's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. Eventually, that person is going to get tired. So I've cut off, like you guys heard me before on this channel, I've cut off a lot of people for that very reason. You know, for that very reason. It's just sad, man, how people can go and say something about somebody and paint it out to be this bad image, if you will. I often sometimes, you know, even by looking at stuff on social media, I'll have an opinion about it, but then I'll see that person come out at an interview and say something. Then I see it as, okay, now I'm seeing the other side of the coin here. Like, you know, me, you know, it's not always just black and white. You know, there's what do they say that? It's, there's one story, the second story, and then there's the truth. To me, the way I tend to look at it is, well, that's from your perspective, and I get that. That's respectable in a sense, right? But at the end of the day, it should all match together. You know, even though your opinion might be, or your perspective might be slightly different, it should still match. When you enhance it and lie about it, then that's an issue. But anyhow, guys, I feel like I'm rambling on. I just think it's pretty sad for somebody to, instead of me, when I was doing the music stuff, or I did the documentary, or even this podcast, or whatever the situation may be, I'm speaking on myself now, rather than be hateful and be like, oh, you know, all this, you know, shaking your fist over there like, oh, mad or whatever. It should inspire you to want to do something. You know, don't hate on the next person. I mean, there's other podcasters and other people on YouTube who I fondly and keep communication with, and they have bigger channels, and sometimes I'm not invited on these channels, but like, you know, but why wait? Oh, well, you know, he didn't hit me. No, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna come on and say what I want to say on my channel. You know, now, and I hold no grudge to them or start a hating campaign towards them, which is not cool, man. So, you know, I mean, hey, you know what? Love and respect to everyone. for what they do, and don't expect people to stick around when you do them dirty. And if you can't do it, maybe, and you're inspired and you can't do it, why are you going to hate on that person when you can perhaps say, hey man, look, can you help me out? And that person will help you out. You know what I mean? And if they don't, okay, then you like, oh, whatever the case may be. But 9 times out of 10, if you're hanging around, I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere is going to take you under the wing. Okay? That's just goes without saying. So, I mean, it was a difficult thing. I've had people show up to my house at one point, trying to pick a fight, and it was like, no, dude, like, this isn't what it's about. You know what I mean? And it all stems from one thing. There's people who still dislike me for the venom this person put into them. And it's sad, man. It's like, dude, like, and it's been years, and it's like I see everybody getting older and they're still holding on to that, like this person that did all that, he's considered to be, I'll say it like this, considered to be a liar. That within itself should be a closed chapter. And be like, hey, you know what? I understand. I mean, but you know what? I'm not here to bash him and do the same thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just here to speak my end of the story. I was wrongfully accused of a lot of things that weren't cool. And all because somebody is envious of you in your circle. And with that, guys, the only thing that we can do, it's not my fault if, for example, it's not your fault if you know how to cut hair and you can cut hair good. Does that give anybody the right to really be hateful and start spreading rumors about you? No, dude. And you know what? If you want it that bad, you're going to go out and do it. You're not going to talk bad about this person to try to, get them out of the way, which is not cool. But anyway, guys, I feel like I'm rambling on. I wanted to just do this quick. And, hey, love and respect to everybody, man. Love and respect to everybody. Thank you, everybody who's been, who have subscribed. The channel, hey, it's getting a little bigger. I'm not going to say, oh, my God, this channel, this and that. But you know what? Every which one of you count. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for viewing my content. And hey, you know what? We got to keep going. We got to keep it moving. Okay, so until next time, this is Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, signing out.